Hello everyone. Now, as of recording this, the PlayStation 4 is about 2 months from being released. So, that's pretty cool. We're all excited, right? But I thought a cool video idea would be to share my top 5 personal PS3 memories. Memories I've of course had with the system over the years. And I just thought, sharing's caring, and let's do a little bit of that, And of course, after this video, I highly encourage you to tell me some of your top 5 PS3 memories. We've had this system for a very long time, over 7 years. Obviously one of the longest console generations that we've had. So really cool to really look back on some of that great stuff, some of those classic, great, beautiful memories. Number 5 for me was the MotorStorm Launch, the game actually coming out. I bought the PS3, pretty much close to the day it came out. I've been there since 2006, and that, the thing about being there since 2006 is that there were not that many games to play. After I beat Resistance Fall of Man, there wasn't a whole lot going on. I live in North America, and MotorStorm was actually delayed past the PS3's launch, and I was really pumped for the game. I'm a huge MotorStorm fan today because I like the game so much, so I was pumped for the original MotorStorm to come out. So, obviously I was excited for the first MotorStorm to come out back in, March, whenever it came out, right? But when the game actually, was about to launch, I was still back in school. I was back in high school, and I was super excited, obviously, so excited that me and my friend were super pumped to get the game, so we chose to actually skip school to go pick up the game, and I'm sure many people have done. I know I'm not the only one that's done that, skip school to go pick up a game and play it. So I did that. The thing is, though, at the time I didn't drive or anything like that, so we had to walk to our GameStop to go get it, and it was during, no, maybe it was in February or something, whenever the game came out, but it was cold out where I live in New York, and there was snow and everything, so we walked there, and it was like a mile away, but it was a really bad, it was really cold out. Me and my friend walked at, 9 a.m. around when the store opened. It was super cold, and we busted our asses to finally get over there because we were just freezing our fucking tits off, and then we finally get to GameStop, and we open the door, and we're just, we're super cold and all that, and we go up to the guy, go up to the clerk, and we're just like, MotorStorm, and the guy just looks at us, and he's like, tomorrow. And we're like, no, oh my god, we just skipped school on the wrong goddamn day because the game didn't come out till tomorrow. I don't even know how I made that mistake, by the way. I don't know how we both skipped school on the wrong day to pick up the game, but we did. So we walked back to my place, and we were super bummed out, and we played more games throughout the day because obviously we weren't in school, so we just played games and all that. And then we talked later on in the day, and we're like, dude, well, the game comes out tomorrow. What are we going to do here? And he's like, well, we can't just skip again. And I'm like, yeah, we can. So I actually managed to skip school a second time to go get this fucking game. And the same scenario, it was still really cold. We walked all the way there. We got there. We got there a little bit early because we knew that was the right day. We sit at a bench that's close to GameStop because the GameStop isn't open yet because we got there so early. So we're sitting there waiting. There's this huge, vast, empty parking lot. It was the GameStop that we go to is in a plaza, and one car just comes in the distance and pulls up and parks. And the guy gets out, and it's a GameStop employee to open the door. And he goes to open the door, and he sees us like sitting there, just cold, and we're looking back at him, and he's just like, "What are you guys here for?" And we're like, "MotorStorm!" Obviously, we're the only two people there. No one else is there. The parking lot's completely empty. Just two kids went into a store, got our copy of MotorStorm, went back. Obviously, the game did not have split screen at the time. We were fully aware of that. But, it was fun for me to, play the game, and then we swapped controllers to play the game. Sort of that single-player situation where you have a friend over, but you still want to play a single-player game. You take turns and all that. It was a really fun day. I really remember that one. That was a lot of fun. Number 4 for me in my top 5 PS3 memories would be Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Now, for me, throughout my entire life of playing games, I'm all about single player. I'm all about single player games. I want to have a story. I just want to have fun. I want to be on my own. And that's why with PS2 versus Xbox back in those days, I was still always the PlayStation guy because I didn't care that much about online gaming, which was something Microsoft was really capitalizing on, and they were having good success with. But even when going into PS3 and 360, I still, I had both systems, but I just wasn't into the whole online thing. And Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare was the first game that I finally just jumped into the online. And I know a lot of people, even real gamers, that's all where we got really invested in that game. I put thousands and thousands and thousands of hours into that game. Whether you hate Call of Duty now or not, like modern Call of Duty 4 is where it all started. That's where like it really capitalized and really got big and really turned into the huge game that it is today, and the huge franchise, the annually year releases. You get what I'm saying, right? But that's just a big memory for me because that was the first multiplayer game I really got heavily invested in, and I just played it for so many hours. I never hit 10th prestige. I think I was at like 7th, but for me at least, I put so many hours into it, and that was like the first sort of like multiplayer situation I ever got truly invested in. And it's a lot of fun. I never moved on to World at War or MW3 or like not heavily invested. I played the single player of those games, but I never got that invested like the multiplayer Call of Duty 4. But that's what kind of got me more into the multiplayer scene. I'm still kind of a single player guy, but I just remember investing so many hours in that. Number 3 for me is not one distinct moment, but multiple moments, and I feel like this is a good like sort of one moment to capitalize on. But number 3 for me would be finishing PS3 games and the endings to all these games. I think I speak for a lot of people when the PlayStation 3 had a lot of fantastic single-player games that had amazing story, and you just were blown away by the end of them. Like, that was a really big thing with PS3. We had that with, PS2 and even PS1. There were great sort of mind-blowing moments to endings of games in past generations, but PS3, for me at least, had a lot of those. The ending to Heavy Rain, Infamous 1, Infamous 2, all 3 Uncharted's, all 3 Resistances. Maybe not Resistance 1 as much. That didn't really have a mind-blowing ending, but Bioshock 1, Bioshock Infinite, like, good lord, there were so many games where I finished them and I was just like, wow, like that was incredible. I had so many of those moments with PS3, and I can't really distinctly pick one, but looking at it as a broad sort of view of this whole generation, I'm like, you know what, that was one big thing. I always look back on all these endings to games and it's just like, wow. And that was like kind of the big thing with PS3. PS3 had a lot of fantastic exclusives that really capitalized on single player and just had a really good single player offering, And for me, that really hit home with me. That really, hit it out of the park. The games, that's what it's all about. That's what's all about, this industry and video games. It's just having good games to play, and PS3 had a lot of them. Number 2 in my top 3 PS3 memories is my Uncle Chris playing modern video games. I have a very close relationship with my Uncle Chris. A little bit of a personal thing with me. I wasn't too growing up, I didn't have very close relationships with my family, and they weren't really into the whole video game thing. But my Uncle Chris was like the one cool guy that played No, he wasn't a gamer. He was a totally casual guy. Like, he even like sucked ass at him. He was the kind of guy that played Madden every year, maybe Grand Theft Auto whenever it came out. But a big PS3 memory for me is during the PS3 era, generation of consoles, he moved to Florida, and I'm still in New York. But whenever he would come visit us, I would always have him play like the latest PS3 game, like the latest big title, and I would watch him play it. And it was funny because he got really pissed. He had a temper when he played games, and he's a casual guy, so not only was he like really like embarrassingly bad at it, but he had this really funny commentary. Like, it was hilarious. And he's a family member, so it has that distinction of laughter. And I loved it so much that I started recording him doing it. Now, this was before YouTube, so I don't have like direct uploads or direct captures or anything like that. But I had like a little Flip Minnow HD camcorder. So every time he came over, when he was playing Uncharted or God of War 3, for example, which are the 2 that I recorded, I would record him like just the screen. Even though it was off screen, I just had to record his reaction to these games, because not only were they far beyond what he knew with the PS2, because he really kind of fell out of gaming in that sense. He was actually just really funny how he reacted. And if I ever do a PS2 Memories video, he would definitely be in that one as well, because that's when me and him used to play video games together. But for PS3, I had him play single player stuff and recorded his reactions. And I still have them, and actually I'll play a few small snippets of video right now.
Oh dear. Just run from him?
No, shoot him.
Oh dear. Hide, you fucking what? You fucking hit, and he hides on the side that it's on.
Dang, Chris.
This dude's a fucking retard. He's a fucking dumbass. You hit. I mean, fucking AK-47 is doing nothing. Nothing. Look at it. Blood flying everywhere. Blood. Hi, you muppet. That don't kill him. Fucking the shit out of this dude. I got him first!
That was a close one.
That's right. I have no idea how I did that. I don't understand what I'm doing. Where am I?
I cannot move.
I don't understand where I'm at. I can do that in real life. What happened? I'm fighting on top of this guy's arm? That's kind of odd. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! It's on now! Do something. Oh shit.
You gotta wait for the button commands to come up.
Oh, that's right. I'm a little excited there.
No kidding.
It's so fucked up that we're fighting on top of this guy. It's so weird. We're stabbing him. Can't feel good.
I hope you saw the humor in that. I hope you get it from my sense. He's a family member. He's not like super invested in video games like that. And it's cool to see his reactions to things in Uncharted 2 and like God of War. Really funny, but that really also struck a chord with me when it came to like the PS3. It's just sort of a family bonding moment, which for me, I don't have a lot of those. So that one is a really big memory for me. Now, my number one PS3 memory is actually purchasing a PlayStation 3. Now, you got to keep in mind, that was a long time ago, many years ago. I was still in school. I didn't have a whole lot of money. So one thing prior to the PS3, I mean, I saved up a ton of money to buy an Xbox 360 at the time because, you know, I do buy every system when I can because I want to play every game. You know, obviously my preference is PlayStation, but point being, you know, it was tough for me to get money, so I saved up a bunch. I've saved up all my money to finally get an Xbox 360, and since I only had a year gap, for me at least, it took forever to finally start raising money for a PS3 because I was one of the few people who was going to pay $600 to actually play this thing and not sell it on eBay. But, you know, it took forever to save up. So I saved up all this money. I was super excited, and I wanted to get one on launch day, obviously. But the thing about that was, if you remember back in 2006, the PS3 launch was kind of a disaster, I guess you'd say, in terms of actually trying to get a unit. If you didn't pre-order one, and even then it was still kind of dangerous. Like, waiting in line was a very dangerous thing. People were getting robbed and getting held up. People did die over the PS3. This was a real thing. And it was a very dangerous thing. And so at the time, my mother was like, you know what, you're not waiting in line, you're not going out there, you blah, blah, because these people did legitimately have to wait in line up to a week to get a system, and I unfortunately missed GameStop pre-orders, and at the time I wasn't doing online purchasing, so I kind of missed that sort of opportunity as well. So I couldn't get a PS3 on launch day, which really bummed me out because I busted my ass for all this money throughout the time, and I couldn't get one at launch. That was really a bummer. Now, I don't remember how many days it was, but it was not long after launch, like maybe 5 days, 4 days after the PS3's launch. People were getting it and stuff, and I was kind of like bummed out because I worked so hard for it, but I still had the money. And I was in school doing whatever, learning, doing stupid shit that, you know, I didn't want to do because learning sucks, and so do books and stuff like that. And for some reason, just in the middle of class, my eye started watering like crazy. Something got stuck in my eyeball, and I'm like, oh my god, so I didn't cry or nothing like that, but I was just like fucking with my eye like the whole class, the whole time. My teacher's just like, are you okay? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm good. But like, if there's like water dripping all over my eye, and so she's like, get out of here, go to the nurse. So I went to the nurse, and I'm doing the water thing where you're trying to get stuff out of your eye, and she's trying to look at it. Dude, we're doing whatever we can here to solve this eye crisis, all right? So it didn't work. So they were just like, well, why don't you just go home? Because obviously you can't just focus with this thing in your eye. So I was like, yeah, whatever. So my grandfather picked me up. He took me home. And just for the hell of it, I was just sitting there like I was trying to go to sleep and I couldn't go to sleep. So I just for the hell of it, I picked up a phone and I called GameStop. Beep, 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 beep. And I was like, Is Sony sending you any new systems at some point? Do you have a shipment coming in? What's going on? And the guy was like, we have 260 gigs right now. And I'm like, seriously? He's, yeah, but I don't know how long we'll have. I'm like, all right, okay. Hung up the phone, ran downstairs. I'm like, we are going to GameStop right now. Like, right now. I am not having it. I am not having, like, I was yelling, like, we're going right now. So we drove our ass over there, and sure enough, by the time I got there, they were still there. And I was like, yeah, dude, I called. Can I get a 60 gig PS3, please? And this was a launch unit. It still had Talladega Nights from Ricky Bobby on Blu-ray. From Talladega Nights from Ricky Bobby. Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby on Blu-ray. That's how you know if you had a launch PS3. So I don't know. I guess no one picked this unit up or something. These two units at least. But I got one. The guy brought it up. I paid $600 like a goddamn sucker. And I was happy about it. I think it's kind of cool because it's like I was at school and I was still early in the school day that I was there. It's not like I would have waited up until 3 p.m., finally went home, and then called, and they might not have had those systems anymore. So I felt like I was kind of lucky in that respect. Otherwise, I would have had to wait a few months even, because obviously it was tough. Any new Wii or PS3 shipments during that time were snatched up instantly. So I felt like I was pretty lucky there. Okay, everybody, those were my top 5 PlayStation 3 memories. I hope you enjoyed my little conversation, talk, story time, what have you. I obviously want to hear your stories. Tell me about your top 3 PS3 stories. I'm looking forward to PS4, obviously. And if you did like this video, I do plan on doing top 5 memories of other PlayStation systems, because I feel like that'd just be fun to do. So look out for those, and hey, thanks for watching. If you're new to this channel, subscribe for PlayStation stuff. I do PlayStation news, reviews, Let's Plays, all that good junk that YouTube is filled with. And I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.